Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I will be doing start bench sell once again. So I've done this twice before, pretty sure you know the concept by now, but maybe you don't. So there'll be three players that either I've thought of or I've looked for recommendations of. And then I will go whether if they were all in my team, who would I start, who would I bench, who would I sell. In the case of former players or players coming to the end of their career, I'll be going based off their prime. In the case of all three are current players, I'll be going off current ability. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first one, Neymar, Vinicius, Ronaldinho. Kind of the last three generations of like Brazilian sort of flair players, I guess. Obviously Neymar. Ronaldinho was the first one in the sort of 2000s. Then Neymar in the 2010s. Now Vinicius in the 2020s. So yeah, here you go. Oh no, I will start Neymar, bench Ronaldinho, sell Vinicius. I'm going based off their primes for this. Well, for Vinicius, it's like currently like this season, last season. Neymar during his time at Barcelona, probably 2015, around then. Then Ronaldinho, probably about 10 years earlier when he was at Barcelona as well. Neymar, apart from if Messi and Ronaldo didn't exist, Neymar in this time would have won a lot of Ballon d'Ors, I think. He was just so good back then. Like, prime Neymar is unmatched, honestly, and it's just sad that he couldn't sort of keep doing it and kick on and be clearly the next sort of great behind Messi and Ronaldo, but I still think he is. Ronaldinho, he had a lot of flair, like he was crazy, but he didn't. His longevity was not that long as well, and I think Neymar was just better. And then Vinicius, he just hasn't proved himself enough yet. I don't think to be ahead of these two. So yeah, that's why I would sell him, I guess. But I mean, Ronaldinho is literally only 44, and he retired 10 years ago. Like that's kind of crazy. Anyway, next up, Messi, Pele, Maradona. Ronaldo fans are gonna cry because I include Ronaldo, but I feel like these are like the three generations of goats. You know, I'm not saying that Pele and Maradona are better than Ronaldo. It's just they're the greatest of their generations, and in my opinion, Messi's the greatest of this generation. So kind of cross generationing. For this, we'll do primes once again. Messi, sort of any time of the last sort of 15 years, really, until the last maybe 2 years. Pele, sometime in the 60s, when he won his three World Cups. Maradona, sometime between the 78, sometime around the 86 World Cup. But yeah, here you go. Start Messi. I think Messi's the greatest player of all time. He's just a complete freak. He scored like 92 goals in a calendar year one time. And to do it in the toughest generation of football when everyone's pure athletes, they're training every day. They've got nutritionists. They just eat healthy. They're all like super fit. And Messi's been doing it for 15 years. It's almost 20 years, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. Then Pele won three World Cups, had some crazy longevity, I'm pretty sure, as well. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say I watched him, but I've seen highlights and I've heard about him. And I mean, he just is crazy. He played at Santos for 18 years. Like, he played for Brazil for 14 years, I think. Something like that. But yeah, he's honestly. Pele had like a lot more longevity. And Maradona, I mean, he was definitely very good, but it sort of feels like he could have been better, you know? Like Maradona could have been more. Kind of like Neymar. Like, yes, he was very good, clearly very talented, but he could have done more, I reckon. Like, yeah, I don't know, but Messi's the GOAT. Next, we've got sort of three Premier League goalkeepers from the 2000s and the 2010s. Got De Gea, Lloris, Peter Cech. It's a bit of a random one. I know some people would have wanted to use like Van der Sar to compare Cech. But I just thought of this, so then I just put it in here pretty much. So yeah, starting Czech, I think that's the obvious one. Probably one of the greatest goalkeepers of the Premier League era, pretty easily. And then De Gea won a few Premier Leagues, maybe only won one. He was Man United starting goalkeeper for almost 10 years, so you got to respect that. Then Lloris, feel like he's the weaker of the three, despite being a World Cup winning captain. But he did play for Spurs, so he kind of is just got to be further down, I guess. Next up, we got the Barcelona midfield trio: Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets. Obviously, Busquets is a bit younger than the other two. He, well, I mean, Iniesta's only just retired, I think. Whereas Xavi did retire he left Barca like 10 years ago. Kind of crazy. Yeah, like Xavi and Iniesta both played a few more years after leaving Barca, which is kind of weird. And everyone just kind of thought they were tired because they were just like in like Japan and Saudi Arabia or Qatar or something. It was kind of crazy, but anyway, here's my list. We're starting Iniesta. I do feel like he was the best of the three. I'm not gonna lie, Iniesta was just so good. Xavi, I've put him in bench. I think he was also very good. And him and Iniesta, I mean, that Spain midfield in like the late 2000s and early 2010s is just ridiculous. Like, it's just kind of unfair how many players they had. Like, I feel like it was just crazy. They played like 8 midfielders on their team basically, and they still won every competition. Then Busquets, I'm pretty sure he's the youngest of the three. He's the weakest of the three. No offense, he's still very good, obviously. Um, but yeah, he's not, in my opinion, he's not better than Xavi and Iniesta. All right, I think this is the last one. We've got three sort of the current big players now. We've got Haaland, Mbappe, and Vinicius. This one I'm going to go based off the season, basically. To be honest, none of them have been super good this season. But yeah, Haaland, the start of this year, he was on crazy form. He was on track for like 60 goals or something. He has fell off a bit because his whole team has really Man City. They're kind of doing a horrible right now. Then Vinicius, he's clearly good. He had really good season last year. A lot of people thought he should have won the Ballon d'Or. And then you got Mbappe, who's not been very good at Real Madrid so far, I'm not going to lie. And sort of since that 2018 World Cup, it kind of looked like he'd be the next big thing. Then obviously he's done good, but he hasn't done as well as people thought he would, which is kind of a shame. But I mean, he's still got time. He's still only 26 or something. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching.